Are you putting off your interior design customers because you've overpriced your services? Or maybe you're not getting any customers because perhaps you're coming across as too cheap. In this video, I'm going to help you to nail your pricing for interior design services. Now, if you already have a clear pricing strategy, you can click away now because you do not need this video. But if you're not sure if what you're charging is quite right, or in fact, if you just don't have a clue where to begin, then you're in the right place. Keep watching for my top tips. I'm Kate Tatherall. This is the Interior Designers Hub, and here we help people to build wildly successful businesses. Knowing how much to charge for your interior design services is like an industry-guarded secret. Nobody reveals their prices, and so how on earth are you supposed to know whether what you're charging is ridiculously expensive or whether you're actually doing yourself out of money because you're not charging enough? In this video, I'm going to show you a process that you can go through to make sure that your pricing works for you as well as your business. The first step is to get crystal clear on the packages that you offer. So what deliverables are you going to be giving to your client? Will you be creating mood boards for them? Will you be creating 2D and 3D visuals? How many revisions to designs will you be doing? Will you be offering to procure FF&E on their behalf? Will you be then doing project management and managing all of the trades? So the first step is to get super clear about exactly what it is that you're offering to your client. Tip number 2 is that when you're setting up your packages, to create 3 different tiers, so kind of like a bronze, silver, gold of your packages. Now, as you get more experienced, you may not want to do this, but it can be really helpful at the beginning to have 3 clear packages so that if somebody calls you out of the blue, you've got an answer prepared. So what goes into your most basic package, what goes into your medium tier package, and what goes into your high tier package. This helps you really clearly to see, to understand, and to articulate to your customer what value you bring to them at each stage of the process. Now, tip number 3 can kind of sound obvious, but you'd be surprised at how many people overlook it. One of the things that you need to do is to work out your own personal outgoings to work out what you need to earn from this business. You have to remember that this isn't just a hobby, it's your primary source of income, and you need to make sure, therefore, that you're charging accordingly. So as boring as it might sound, you do need to sit down with a spreadsheet or a calculator and work out exactly what all of your outgoings are from your home life. So how much do you have to pay for your mortgage or for rent, all of your bills, your socializing money, and all of the other things that you need to pay for. If you're not covering these bills with your business, then there's something going wrong. So you need to make sure that your packages that you calculate are making enough money in order to cover all of those basic necessities that you need in life. Tip number 4 is to think about the area that you live in. Now, interior design is, let's be honest, a bit of a luxury service. So if you live in an area that's really affluent, you're going to be able to charge well for your services and know that there's going to be lots and lots of clients out there. But if you live in an area that isn't so affluent, you do need to check out whether there is a need for interior design in your area. And if there isn't, then you need to be traveling outside of your area in order to make sure that there's enough customers out there in order to make your business viable. So it's a good idea to look at the marketplace, see if you've got competitors out there. If you can, find out how much they are charging, and that will give you an idea of what the marketplace is like in your locality. Tip number 5 is about tracking your time. Now, again, this may sound as though it's something really tedious, but I cannot stress enough how important it is that you track the hours that you spend on projects. I suggest that you do a time log for a whole week, if not 2 weeks, where you're logging every 15 minutes exactly what you're doing during your working hours. This enables you to see how much time is spent on client inquiries, how much time is spent on advertising, how much time is spent on designing, how much time is spent on procuring, and how much time is spent on other client work as well. If you don't have a clear picture of how long these things take you, it becomes almost impossible to work out your pricing. There are some really cool apps that you can use, like Clockify, to help you with this, and it just enables you to see really clearly exactly where your time is going, and that allows you to make decisions such as whether there's some things that you need to get faster at, need to get better at, maybe there's something that you need to outsource to somebody that can do something more quickly and more cheaply than you can, or whether it's something that actually you need to not offer in your service packages. So tracking your time is an absolute must. And tip number 6 is simply to adjust as you go along. So have a stab at it, put together your packages, and then if you find that you're not making enough money, or perhaps you're not getting the work coming in and you think that your pricing has got something to do with it, it's okay for you to change your packages and for you to change your pricing. People do change these things. It's absolutely fine for you to do it, so don't be afraid to adjust as you go along. Okay, so let's recap those tips. Tip number 1 was to get clarity on the packages that you're going to be offering and the deliverables that are contained within them. Tip number 2 was to have 3 packages, a low, medium and high offering. Tip number 3 is to work out your personal bills and your personal outgoings to make sure that you're covering your costs. Tip number 4 is to check out your local marketplace and see whether there's enough custom for your business. Tip number 5 is to track your time. Tip number 6 was to adjust your packages as you go along and to not be afraid to tweak them where you need to. Now, if you found this video useful, then we actually have a whole other resource for you. In the links beneath this video, you can click to get your hands on our free pricing course that takes you through in detail all of the steps, and you'll come away with a complete idea of your packages and your prices. Thanks so much for watching my video here on YouTube. If you've liked it and found it helpful, then make sure that you subscribe to my channel or click on the bell to receive notifications. And I'll see you in the next video.